The Walking Dead is a staple of the Telltale game series, providing action-packed stories where players make their own decisions leading to unique and personalized gameplay. With a high IMDb rating, I thought I'd give it a go for myself playing Season 1, putting each episode into 5 different categories, which you guys can also do using the link in the description. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. The game starts by introducing us to a character called Lee. Lee is on the way to prison for a crime we are yet to discover. However, our journey takes an unsuspecting turn. We hit someone, causing the police vehicle to spiral out of control and take a tumble out of the highway.
So got left.
After regaining consciousness, we find ourselves in a bit of a predicament. We gotta get ourselves out of this police car even in handcuffs. So we kick the window down and slowly get ourselves out. Stumbling, we get up, making our way over to the police officer to get uncuffed. The officer jumps at us and we're left no other choice.
Goddamn.
We then make it to a suburban neighborhood, entering a house looking for supplies. We find a walkie-talkie and to our surprise, there was a girl on the other side. Her name was Clementine. You see, pre-apocalypse, Clementine is left with her babysitter by her parents, but she hasn't seen them since. Her babysitter is no longer around, so we have to take responsibility in caring for her. But as the series unravels, we find out that Clementine takes care of us as much as we do her.
Hold up. Hold up. Oh, hold up. Hands.
Clementine and Lee decide it's best to leave the town. They do this with the help of Sean and Chet. Suddenly a group of walkers appear and we have to clear the way for their truck. And with the help of Clementine, we just about manage to get out. Sean and Chet then takes us to their farm where we are introduced to a bunch of important characters. We meet Herschel, who attends to our wounds. There is also another family living in the barn. Meet Kenny and his wife and son Catcher and Duck. Later on though, play important significance to the story, as of now we're tasked to help her on the farm. However, disaster struck. We've got to make an impossible decision. Do we save Duck or Chet?
I'm helping the little boy.
However, in saving Duck, Sean had an unfortunate end.
Oh, hell no. The eye bit him. Oh, he's fucked.
Rightly so, Herschel is infuriated and wants everyone to leave. Kenny shows gratitude to Lee that he saved his son Duck, so he invites Lee and Clementine to tag along in their journey. They arrive in an abandoned town and immediately go searching for supplies. They are however met with walkers. All hope was lost. It seems this was the end for them. And just as Duck was about to get bit, a new group of people came to save them.
And we can't just let people die either. When I say that door stays shut no matter what, I fucking mean it. We don't know who these people are. It could be dangerous.
Worse, they could have let them right to us.
As you can tell, this is a very dysfunctional group, and we were certainly not wanted.
Holy shit. Son of a bitch. One of them is bitten.
No, he isn't.
He wasn't bitten.
Hell, he wasn't. We have to end this now.
Whoa, what do you mean end this?
While the group argues, there's an unsuspecting visitor. Clementine's in trouble. Without hesitation, Lee goes to help. Lee grabs the walker by his neck, and a struggle ensues. Carly once again saves the day. However, the gunshot has attracted unwanted attention. It gets a bit too much for Larry. He drops to the ground clenching his chest. We learn that Larry has a heart condition and is dying need from some medication. Glenn, who's based on a character on the actual Walking Dead, tells us that there's a motel nearby and someone is trapped and needs help. We arrive and realize that this rescue mission is not going to be as easy as we thought. We smother the walker with a pillow, which acts like a silencer when Carly kills it. Throughout the game, we learn that walkers are attracted to loud noises, so we must ensure we're quiet as possible for a successful rescue mission. Lee then pushes the car into the walker, taking him out. We then take the spark which we got from earlier to smash through the window and take the screwdriver from the car. It becomes easy now. We're able to take walkers out effectively without making any noise. We're getting ever so close and helping the woman that's trapped. We even manage to obtain an axe. Lee quickly takes care of the last 2 walkers left. We get through the door, only to discover it was too late for the lady that we're trying to save. She grabs the gun with the intention of putting herself out of her misery. A struggle ensues, but she somehow manages to get the gun, and well, she ends it all. We then agree to help get Larry his medication, but while doing so, us players finally recognize that this is Lee's family's pharmacy. Lee finally gets to reunite with his brother, but in the most unfortunate way you can imagine.
Hey, bud. I don't know what happened to Mom and Dad, but I know if you were there, you would have died for them.
Lee then has no other choice but to put his brother out of his misery. He then takes the keys from his brother's lifeless body and returns to the group. Lee then unlocks the door to the pharmacy, but it triggers a bell.
Key. Oh, hell no.
This will definitely gain the walkers' attention, and it does. The group struggles to hold back the door. The walkers break in, and just like early in the episode, we've got to make a difficult decision.
Oh, fuck, Doug. Oh, Doug.
God.
We make a run for it, but as soon as we're about to leave,
Are you fucking... Are you mad?
but luckily Kenny's there to save the day and help us. We then get to the abandoned motel we see before. Glenn tells us he wants to leave the group and do his own thing, and this is where the episode concludes. Honestly, I didn't realize how good story games were until I played this episode of The Walking Dead. It had everything. It had plot twists, interesting characters, interesting dynamics, and we even had to make crazy choices. Normally I don't really like story games because there's too much dialogue, but for some reason I don't really care about it with this game. And for that reason, I'm going to give it peak 2. Let me know in the comments, do you agree, do you disagree? You can even make your own tier list like this using the link in my description. Also, while you're at it, could you please like and subscribe for more future videos? Episode 2 is set 3 months later. In that time, the group has expanded, but however, in doing so, the group is struggling for food. At this moment in time, Leo and Mark is tasked for hunting food. The group are so desperate they even tried to take a bird out. Mark lines up the gun and fires, but he misses. Leo and Mark then hear a nearby scream. They sprint towards it and find a group of 3 in which one of them has their legs stuck in a bear trap. Suddenly, walkers appear. Lee decides it's best to help them, but I didn't think it will be in the most unconventional way possible.
Fucking hell, bro.
Necessary, bro. Oh my god.
One of the others panic, falls over absolutely nothing, and well, from this frame you can probably tell his fate. The game then cuts back to the group arguing as usual. Let's say they're not happy that we brought another 2 people to the group. Catcher is tasked to help the guy who had his leg stuck in the bear trap, but suddenly...
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Editing this back, one thing I will say is that in a game where one bite is all it takes for you to turn, Lee's hand is unnecessarily close to the walker's face. Anyways, after some struggle, Carly is there to save the group once again.
Fuck me, man.
We then come across Andy and Dan. They say that they're in need of gas and wonder if we can help. They promise us in return that we can go to their farm and have a meal there. We then get to the farm and meet Andy and Dan's mum, Brenda. And after finding that this trade wasn't a setup, Carly and Ben then go back to get the others. In the meantime, the St. John's family asks us if we can walk around the perimeter to look for any walkers that are stuck on their electric fence. We agree and do as we're told. However, while taking care of the last walker, the St. John's family turned their electric fence back on. We come to realize that throughout the episode, the St. John's family are starting to become ever more suspicious. Suddenly,
Oh my god, he got fucking quipped.
we find ourselves in a predicament. We are under attack by some unknown bandits. We run to the tractor's cover and steadily push it in order to escape. Lee kicks down the fence and then they sprint out to the main house. We get back and we inform Aaron's family of what happened. While doing so, the group come back to see that Mark has an arrow in his shoulder. Brenda says that she will take care of Mark, and we learn that the bandits had already given St. John's family trouble in the past. In order to stop this, they had cut them a deal. This situation just increased the tension of the group. The game then cuts to us going with the brothers to one of the bandit camps. We do this in order to find out who they are and what they want. While searching the camp, we find a video camera, a children's toy, but to our surprise, we also find Clementine's cap. Out of nowhere, a rough and crazy woman appears with a crossbow. She makes a comment that really puts me at unease.
Oh, I know you. I know what you are, and I know what you do.
It just makes you think, what are the St. John's family hiding? We then make a decision. Do we shoot the woman or not?
Screw this.
Y'all wave them guns like
What? You shot her?
We then return to camp. Our suspicion of the St. John's family increased, so we explore the farm to try and find out more information. We first ask Brenda how Mark is doing and if we can check up on him. She weirdly replies that we just had to trust her on this one and that he's doing fine. We then enter the barn. After exploring for a while, we find out there's a locked door at the back, but we are stopped and told not to go back there. We mess up the generator in order to distract Andy. This gives us enough time to breach the locked door. We open it to find out some disturbing things, but not far behind is Andy. He tells us to go back to the house for dinner. We find everyone sat down at the dining table. Lee asks to go to the restroom to wash his hands. This gives them ample time to go explore the rest of the house. Lee goes up the stairs, and while looking around, he finds a secret passage behind a bookcase. Lee opens the door, and you wouldn't believe who was on the other side. Mark warns us not to eat dinner. We realize the St. John's family have been serving us food with human meat in it. Lee sprints down the stairs, barging into the dining room and exclaiming,
Clementine, no!
then tell the rest of the group that they've been eating human meat. Things escalate. The St. John's family pulls out their guns. We then see Mark struggle, calling for help.
Oh my god.
Fucking. Oh my god, I got quipped.
Lee wakes up to find out the group has been locked in. To no one's surprise, Kenny and Larry are arguing. Lee tries to figure out a way to get out. As we're doing so, Larry's condition causes him to have severe strain on his heart. He drops. It seemed his heart stopped. Lee tries to bring him back using CPR. Lee even jumps in.
Oh my god.
Kenny says his main reason to kill Larry was that Larry would turn into the walker and kill the rest of the group. But something else makes me think he had other motives. Lee then finally comes up with a plan. He sends Clementine through the ventilation. She's able to open the door from the other side. However, there's still someone missing. Catcher and Duck are still inside the house and it's our job to save them. We creep up behind him. Just as we are able to get close, Danny comes back. We hide. However, Danny finds us and with gun in hand we have to react quick. We grab the gun and it fires off. While Danny tries to load another bullet, we tase him, causing him pain. He counters with a punch of his own and Lee stumbles to the ground. It looks like this might be the end for Lee. However, out of nowhere, Lily attacks Danny. He stumbles back and gets his leg stuck in the bear trap. And we decide to end him once and for all. The other two return and we explain what happened. Try sneak into the house, but as we get to the door, we find that Brenda has a gun to catch her. Lee carefully gets them to back up, but Brenda doesn't realize there's a walker behind her. And then she is taken out, freeing Catcher in the process. Kenny and Andrew have a stare off outside. He's got Duck at gunpoint. Kenny sprints at Andrew and he's shot. As Lee tries to calm down Andrew, Carly is hiding and shoots Andrew in his ear, which lets Duck escape. Lee tries to disarm him. They tumble down a hill. Andrew kicks Lee. He turns on the electric fence. Lee is ever so close to having his face burnt off. Lily is there to save the day. He shoots Andrew in his shoulder. He gives Andrew a brutal beatdown. We then have to make a choice. Do we leave him be or end this once and for all?
Oh my god. Oh my god, no fucking way.
The episode then ends as the group finds an abandoned vehicle with plenty of supplies. Lee and Clementine don't want to take anything, but the group disagrees and does it anyways. This may be the worst mistake the group has made, and it might even come back to bite them. Honestly, this is another amazing episode from Telltale. The longer I play this game, the better it just becomes. The more emotionally involved we are with the characters, and the more emotionally involved we are with the plot. Plot twist that the St. John's family are also cannibals also gives it a few extra ratings. For that reason, episode 2 is going in peak tier. I'm going to give you a rundown of the key moments of the episode. Lily gives Lee the task to investigate the motel, as she believes that someone's stealing from the group's supplies. While exploring, Lee finds some medicine which was hidden in ventilation. This confirms Lily's suspicion, but as we are going to confront the group, a bunch of bandits attack us. We manage to fight them off and get everyone to safety, but that only attracts some walkers. Kachka and Duck even get attacked, but we manage to save them. We then escape the motel, never to come back. Lily kills Carly because she thinks that she took the supplies and helped the bandits. We unfortunately find out that Duck's also been bit. While driving, we find an abandoned train. Lee is tasked to try and fix it, but in doing so, we're introduced to Charles, and Lily even manages to steal the RV. We manage to fix the train, but Duck's situation is getting worse, so we have to stop. We are only left but one choice, and that is to put Duck out of his misery. However, before we can even do that, Catcher can't take it and puts an end to her life. Lee then reluctantly takes it into his own hands to put an end to Duck, and then we get the train to start going again. Ben tells us that he was working with the bandits. We then have to stop because there's a truck blocking our path. We meet Kristen and Mute who agree to help us. We finally remove the obstruction, but just as we do so, a herd of walkers attack us. Lee jumps, and Amit follows but lands badly and hurts his leg. Krista jumps out the train and helps Amit. They just about make it. The episode ends in a cliffhanger. There seems to be someone on the other side of Clemens' walkie-talkie, and they know where we're going. Overall, I think episode 3 is kind of average. There's quite a lot of filler, and as bad as it sounds, the only thing that kept this episode going was the unfortunate deaths. The only thing else I can think of is maybe Lily Snake in the group. Going through the episode again, initially I would have given it it's alright, but I can't do Duck, Catcher and Carly like that. So for that reason, I'm gonna give it. And as always, if you agree or disagree, make sure you comment down below. Unfortunately, that brings us to the end of this video. I will be posting a second video where I go through episodes 4 and 5, so be sure to like, subscribe, and keep your post notifications on so you don't miss that one.